This particular subject, Ben Roethlisberger needs to be quiet. He said up and down. James Conner had 135 yards against the Cleveland Browns in the season opener.
Yeah, he crushed.
He had 110 yards last week against Atlanta. In the 3 games in between, he had 17 yards rushing, 61 yards rushing, and 19 yards. What up and down are you talking about? Matter of fact, it was nice to see him last week, and it was nice to see him against the Atlanta Falcons team that just wet the bed. I like James Conner. He can play. I guess the averages say he's averaging more than 4 yards a carry. He's no scrub. He belongs on a roster, but he's no Le'Veon Bell. And when you are the Pittsburgh Steelers, particularly with the clock ticking on your career, the way Ben Roethlisberger finds himself in that kind of situation right now, man, just man up and be like, look, man, we need Le'Veon. I can't wait to get him back. You know what I'm saying? You're not disrespecting James Conner by saying that. We appreciate James Conner. There's no question. This kid's got a bright future. But we need Le'Veon Bell back. You know, you don't just sit up there and talk, we got to find something for him to do. No. You need Le'Veon Bell. And that's what Ben Roethlisberger should have been saying, because no one stands to benefit more than Ben Roethlisberger from Le'Veon's return, not just because of Le'Veon's pass-catching ability, but because him running the football also takes a lot of pressure off of Big Ben.
You and I see this the same way, but let me tell you why it is, in fact, a big deal. It's not for anything. You covered that topic. It's a big deal because Ben Roethlisberger's right. It's not that Le'Veon Bell shouldn't play.
Yeah.
It's that both guys should play. He's right for reasons he didn't intend. I know this is not like you covered what the topic is really about, but let me tell you why it's a big deal. You know how we talk about positionless basketball nowadays, right? You want them to be able to switch and do all the different things at different positions. It used to be power forward, rebounded, and the point guard, playmate, set up his teammates, and this one did. Now you want players who can do all those kind of things. Football, the best teams have players that's trending in that direction. What is Le'Veon Bell? He's a running back, right? But why does he want to get paid? Because he says, well, I'm a RB1, but I'm also a WR2. He also wants to get paid like your second best receiver, and he's right, he is. Well, Juju Smith-Schuster might have something to say about that now. But he's an excellent receiver and a great running back, and he even helps you on the line of scrimmage and does all these different kinds of things. Taysom Hill with New Orleans. Yeah. You think about that team. He's like a secret weapon. Taysom Hill, he could be your quarterback. He can return your kicks. He can run the ball, well. You get those kind of players will become more valuable. So if you are the Pittsburgh Steelers, forget about the fact that you have 2 running backs. Don't label them running backs because they can both catch passes.
Right.
Don't you want guys who can run the ball and catch the ball? Why would you not use them both?
That's not the issue. You're right, but that's not the issue. The reason why we're having this discussion is because of the mouth it came out of. That's the reason. That's the impetus for this discussion. It's who said what he said. If Mike Tomlin said that, we have no issue. If the general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers said that, we have no issue. If somebody on the defense said it, we have no issue. But when Ben Roethlisberger says that, and we know what Le'Veon Bell has done for his career over the last 2 years, and what Le'Veon Bell would mean to these Steelers right now, no, you take it seriously, because the reality of the situation is there needs to be an elevated level of appreciation for what Le'Veon Bell brings to the table from Ben Roethlisberger, more so than anybody else.
Can I throw one conspiracy theory at you, and I want you guys to react? Do you think possibly Ben saying that he knows Le'Veon's going to leave, so he's big-upping James Conner because he knows James is going to be there in the end, so he needs him to continue to play because that's going to be his back next year?
Possible, but even more so, it could also be Ben saying, man, this man been gone. And look at his attitude while he's been gone. In other words, what Ramon Foster. Why would your offensive lineman say stuff about you say stuff about a teammate that the quarterback ain't feeling? If you know, see, what I'm trying to say is that his comments.
No, I actually, that was my follow. Is what Molly just brought up is actually the follow, which is, I don't think Ben Roethlisberger really believes Le'Veon Bell is going to be there. And for good reason, I told you I think they would trade him, even in the preseason. Stephen A., let's say he does come back between weeks 7 and 8, right? Like you said, the bye leading into week 8. So anyone who trades for him is basically renting a player for half a season.
Yeah.
Now you say, well, Le'Veon Bell's going into the contract year. Is he going to play hard? Well, yes, because now you can't dog it for a team right before free agency when you haven't played half a year and expect a big contract. So, and the reason is, I think it will get done I'm not sure, but I think that's logical. I think that's rational.
Well, logically, Jadeveon Clowney, some would argue, did it at South Carolina, ended up being the first overall pick in the draft.
But everyone knew he was doing that.
But I'm just saying that they knew it. That's my point. And they'll know Le'Veon Bell's doing it.
Yeah, but Le'Veon Bell is entering his age 27 season. For a running back to do that after not playing half a season is going to depress his value on the marketplace. I don't think he wants to do that. So you're going to get, I believe, a good version of Le'Veon Bell, whoever trades for him. And what is the trade going to cost you? Because even if the team might say, well, we're not going to want to sign him long term. What's it going to cost you? And why would Pittsburgh hold on to him stubbornly, knowing they're going to lose him for nothing? So Ben Roethlisberger is setting up the future. I agree, Molly, because, again, I will tell you, I believe if I was a GM, I might offer, I'll swap the second and third round picks with you, and I'll throw in, you start with a fifth round pick. If it has to go up to a fourth, okay. It's a half-year rental. I believe a deal will get done for Le'Veon Bell.
Well, my only point that I'm going to say is this. It's not a foregone conclusion that it would have that kind of a negative impact. We'd like to believe that. But if you make it very, very clear that you're petrified of getting hurt, because you know you're entering free agency, this upcoming off season, and you make that very, very clear, then guess what? You're going to have somebody that recognizes that and say, okay, well, most teams wouldn't like it. Most teams will hold it against you, but you only need one.
Who's going to rent them? Who's going to rent Le'Veon Bell? The team that's going to rent him is a team believe they have a shot at the Super Bowl. Le'Veon Bell's not going to show up and dog it for a top team that might make a Super Bowl run. He's on the national stage. It's everything. Here's the spotlight. Let's see how good you are. That is going to be his audition for a giant contract for his $45 million plus guarantee.
Le'Veon Bell is one of the best players in the league, and he's not playing right now. It's unbelievable when you think about it.